This does feel a bit too detour-y, though. Like, even in comparison to, like, the main plot. This feels very detour-y. Which, if it was cut content, that would probably be why they cut it, is because this feels like I'm making a detour, not that I'm really, like, doing anything that's moving the plot forward.
Eccolo! Pezzo di merda! Where is he?
Coraggio, amico.
Laggiù! Get him! Just let me go!
Bye.
Not important!
There you see, laggiù! Ora li prendi!
Brother O'Halloran. Or Callahan.
Blessings on you, brother.
Grazie. I wonder if you can help me.
What do you seek?
A monk in black robes who lacks one of his 10 fingers.
Well, Brother Guido has only 9 toes. You sure it wasn't a toe?
Quite sure.
And then there's Brother Domenico, but it's his entire left arm he's lacking.
Again, quite sure it was a finger.
Now wait a moment. I do recall a black-robed monk with 9 fingers. Yes, of course. When we had our last San Vincenzo's feast at the Abbey.
Yes, I know the place. I'll try there. Grazie.
Go in peace, brother.
I always do.
Brother O'Callahan. I'm sure you were important to somebody, but I don't care.
Hey, you there!
I'm not fighting y'all. We're not doing this. Not today. I got a poor business, and the combat in this game is not good enough to indulge. It was good for the time, but we've improved a lot of combat in the time since. This game is over a decade old. Improved combat in Assassin's Creed in the time since. So it's inside the city. Okay. I'm using this gate a lot in this this session. Making very heavy use of this gate, this particular gate. Alright.
Excuse me, brother. I wonder if you can...
Unholy demon! Get away!
What's wrong?
You're the one who killed Brother Stefano! Brothers, the killer of monks has returned!
Alright.
Madness!
Just leave me in peace,
Perdio! Which court did you escape from before?
I guess we're chasing monks now.
Come, amici! A weekly bleeding is part of a balanced, healthy life.
Have I done something to annoy you?
I guess we're doing this.
I've great metal work here.
The hell was that about?
Please, no! I don't want to die!
I only kill those who kill others. And your brother Stefano was a killer. I'm sure you are no such thing. Now, listen to me. I'm looking for a black-robed monk who's missing a finger.
Missing a finger, you say? Do you mean like Fra Savonarola?
Savonarola? Who is this? You know him?
I did. He was one of us for a time.
And then?
We suggested he retire to a hermitage for a good long time.
I'm afraid to say his retreat has come to an end. Where would he have gone?
Oh dear. Santo Spirito in Firenze? It's where he studied. Perhaps it's where he would return.
I thank you.
It's like something from the Walking
with God,
Dead
brother.
games.
Girolamo Savonarola, a Dominican friar from Ferrara, this man took his job seriously. He saw the excesses of his age, the rich stomping the poor into the dirt, the priests selling indulgences to the populace, and he went insane. Calling himself an instrument of God, Savonarola descended on Firenze. His sermons sent people into frenzies. He demanded an end to all personal property, to all progress, a return to Eden. Knowledge became the enemy, and he could erase it all with the piece of Eden at his command. Books, paintings, musical instruments, he burned everything in the bonfire of the Vanities. History unraveled as his legions took control, and Firenze descended into darkness.
So this sets the stage for the second of the 2 DLC expansions. We just finished the Battle of Forli, and this is Sequence 13, the Bonfire of the Vanities, which is again a real-life historical event that Ubisoft took indulgences in part of their slot. Because if you're going to if you're going to Resident Evil, you might as well do much you can. And this was one of the things they wanted to do in video game form. The Bonfire of the Vanities.
Hey, Desmond. I think I repaired that busted memory. Why don't you try opening it?
I also like once in the mechanic of a repaired memory, since the memories are Desmond's DNA. Doesn't like Desmond have like a faulty like gene or something in his DNA? Right, so now we're here in Firenze for the Bonfire of the Vanities. I don't know how I feel about every like event of mass hysteria in all of world history being chalked up to like a magical brain control artifact. Still thinking about how I feel about that in my head.
If Piero had only a tenth of his father's talent, we'd still have some place to call home.
Hold on.
Where did he go?
That one is very familiar. Napoli, that could be a man. Odd feeling about it.
Bye-bye, boo. Bye-bye.
Never should have welcomed that mad monk into the city. Look at all the misery he's wrought.
Yeah, the Mad Monk Savonarola is a real-life historical figure.
Come, don't be shy.
That much I know. Like admittedly, my knowledge of the Bonfire of the Vanities is limited because I haven't even seen the movie or read the book about it. But it is a real life event that has inspired multiple like works of fiction.
Just throw us out. Said all we own belong to the Chiesa di San Marco now.
I do also.
Get lost.
Haven't I seen it?
I have mixed feelings about this DLC being part of the game now, as since the Ezio collection is like the way to purchase. Like now we have the rest of.
Return to Firenze. Now we might be free of his tyranny.
So he wishes the assassin was back. Which would... hold on, let's actually do some math. So the current year is 1497. So if we're going by the game's timeline, the assassin would have not been in Florence for 20 years. Unless he does a lot of routine travel between Florence and Venice. Which in that era of history was not likely. Especially since so many of these assassinations occurred not too far. Well, I guess 2 years, like 2 years, a year. Well, like yeah, this. The assassins like not being here for 20 years, like it feels weird for citizens to ask for the assassins. I guess 20 years is not that long. And there is something that would be like me wishing for Obama to come back. I guess that wouldn't be too far, would it? Because like, no, that's not Obama. That would be like directly in the universe where Bush was a good president. Maybe like wishing for Bush to come back. W. Bush. I think people on that side of the aisle do still like think he was a good president, even though they're wrong to do so. Like people still like wish for him to come back. I guess that wouldn't be so far-fetched in retrospect. Now that I'm talking out loud, not really. Interesting to think about though, like because it has been like in canonically like 17 years since we've been in Florence. 2 decades almost. And this man is still like... Hold on, let's do some more math. Let's do some more math. Okay, at this point, Machiavelli is in his 30s. Okay, at this point it's fine. Wait. 1488. Ezio fucked off and couldn't find this man? For 9 years? Almost 10? This I guess like this is intended to bridge the gap between Ezio learning he's the prophet and like going to the Vatican. But like it just goes from 1488 to 1497. It just jumps 10 years. What the fuck? It really took him 10 years to come back to Florence? And then figure out who the Mad Monk was? We had a name. He gave us a name 10 years ago. 10 years is a long time. I guess you could argue that at that point, Ezio was also gathering the Codex pages during that 10 years. But that seems off to me. That's a strange timeline.
Salve, Ezio. You picked a fine time for a homecoming.
Then it's true. Savonarola has taken control of Firenze.
Yes. No doubt aided by that treacherous artifact.
We shall get to work on retrieving it.
That may be more complicated than you think.
When isn't it? Why don't you fill me in on things?
Walk with me. It all started a few weeks ago. The man everyone once reviled was suddenly the one they worshipped.
Ah, the apple.
Only in part. It's not the city he's enthralled, but its leaders. Men possessed of influence and power. They, in turn, oppress the citizens and ensure his will is done.
The people act as if they have no say in the matter.
Rare is the man willing to oppose the status quo. And so it falls to us to help them see the truth.
This is so fucking weird.
Those
Your pace
bodies
is so
bear the
off.
emblem of the Borgia.
Yes. The Spaniard keeps sending his soldiers into Firenze, and Firenze keeps sending them back. Usually in pieces.
Then he knows the apple is here as well. An unfortunate complication. Follow my lead.
The Palazzo Pitti?
Get him! Ah, bruto.
On me.
Alright, that was fun. Nope.
Fall in.
Nope,
Protect
there we
yourself
go.
Will be dangerous.
True. But what other option is there?
Aside from the city leaders, the people's minds are their own, correct?
See.
And they follow Savonarola not by choice, but force and fear?
See.
Then I propose we use these to our advantage. If we can silence his lieutenants and stir up discontent, you will be distracted, and I will have a chance to strike.
Clever. I'll speak with La Volpe and Paola. They can help to organize the uprising as you free the districts.
Then it's settled. I'll take care of his abettors.
Is it fair to call them abettors? Because they are mind controlled. Their thoughts are not their own. I don't know how fair it is to call them abettors.
As a consequence of the flooding further up the Arno, a small tax
Let me put on the Medici cape for this.
will be imposed for repairs. All
That should solve our problem when doing the open world stuff.
Get down now!
Make me, bitch. Need to see if the quest is up here. Yes, of course it is. Of course it is.
Reject the base and material. Seek salvation in the flames.
I guess I do have the die, unfortunately. Although it doesn't. It's hard to call them guilty because they're being brainwashed. Oh yeah, they introduced this mechanic for exactly this DLC, the springboard mechanic.
Get him!
What? Alright. Sure.
So I thought myself, now, hey, speak. Hey, come.
See if I can get out of bounds.
And base! And immoral!
Yeah, we'll just start over. Springboard, huh? How useful! By sprinting onto it.
You won't run away this time! Go!
Okay, that worked.
Of worship. And if others might gaze upon my creations and see something of the Lord within, well, would they not be also brought closer to me? And so I thought myself an outcast, a speaker, a preacher, a guide to those who had lost their faith.
And die.
What have I done? What have I done?
Your actions were not your own.
But they were. My own self-doubt let him hold me as he did. I am sorry.
As am I. Non è una scelta che compio a cuor leggero. Requiescat in pace.
Goodbye. And goodbye. Please jump off the platform. Ezio, what the fuck are you doing?
He's getting away! Not you! There! You'd better get out of my sight! I see him! There!
There's gotta be a leap of faith point. Yep.
We're easy. Search everywhere. Not it.
Bye. I might go over for this, actually, just to finish Assassin's Creed 2 tonight. That might be my actual end goal here, actually, thinking about it.
Bring me your sick.
Love how, like, they create this springboard mechanic for the second of 2 DLCs that can only really occur at the end of the fucking game.
Where do you learn to do that?
I don't know why they bothered. What a bizarre choice. Why do this at the very end of the game?
Come, gather round. Listen well to what I say. The end approaches. Now, is the time to repent, to beg God's forgiveness.
At least we were doing assassinations. Even if the morality of them is dubious.
The signs are all around.
Look at this!
Unrest, famine, disease.
Springboard? Who cares?
Harbingers of darkness. We must stand firm in our devotion, lest they
Why are you teaching me a new mechanic
Whoa!
at the end of the fucking video game?
You think me mad? Get him dead.
Okay, sure. Sure. Oh, okay.
I enjoy this game.
I'm with you! He can't escape!
That's you. He's there on him.
Sure.
I found him. I'll teach you to fly. Keep at him! I'm with you, fratello.
No, I guess we're restarting. I guess. Oh no, he's right there.
Short supply of wheat from this year's harvest has pushed the price up 6 Eccolo! Hurry, get him!
Okay.
Your mind, since it is your own.
Not all of us require deception to be convinced. I already believed. All I said is true.
Nothing is true. Non è un compito facile il mio. Requiescat in pace.
At least he's regretful of having to take their lives. That makes it okay.
He won't get far.
I'll get quite far, actually.
Get down, stronzo! Not you! There! There!
Please stop. Oh, Ezio. Oh, come on, man.
Oh, I should go home.
There we go. Try to actually be an assassin this time and just actually try hiding. Instead of killing a fucking ton of guards. You know, the premise is kind of absurd, and this is more or less a filler arc. But just having 9 assassination missions feels very good. I do quite like that.
Don't let them get away! Merda, he's getting away!
Give it up, amigo. There are viewpoints here, but none of them fucking matter, because this place is a DLC location.
You'll break something, you idiot! Stop it!
There's our point.
Non si passa! Do you hear me? Until you've all submitted and given yourself over to the Prophet, Savonarola, this bridge will remain closed to you.
I hear you moaning and complaining. You say you have things to do, places to go, obligations to fulfill. Ha! You have but one obligation, to submit. Why fight that? Why resist? The city is ours. Your precious
There's
legacy
our
have
path
abandoned
across.
you, fled into the waste to wallow in self-pity. Savonarola wants only the best for you. A city free of vice and temptation. A people united by faith.
Try to
All
do this
men
with
are
some
equal in
degree
the
of
eyes
stealth,
of
I
the Lord,
suppose.
and so they shall be in Firenze. This is a chance for us to turn over a new leaf, to leave behind our miserable past, and return to simpler times. I am here to help, to lead you into a new future. Only accept our gift. Continue to refuse, and I fear you'll have to contend with more than just a shattered bridge. Understand my intention is not to threaten. I merely seek to open your eyes to a greater truth. That times are changing. No, that times have changed.
And you must die. Alright, that was relatively smooth.
You were a noble's close. How is it Savonarola charmed you?
Wealth and power do not ensure contentment. I wanted even more.
And now instead, you have nothing. Questo non è che un atto dovuto. Requiescat in pace.
Into the water I go. Flawless. Flawless indeed. You really can't pursue me over here in the water. There we go.